All right, we are ready.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go ahead and call the Steuben County Local Board hearing to order for October 27th, 2025, August. One local board member, Brad, is absent. All other members are present. If you could please just say your names for the record.
Randy Heil. Bill Carper.
Okay, and April Tackett, all present. We have a few renewals here with no violations. We'll go ahead and hear those first. RR 76300034, doing business as The Venue in Angola. DL 76315756, doing business as Love's Travel Stop number 551 in Angola. RR 763929, doing business as Tilbury Golf Academy in Fremont. RR 764220, doing business as Fremont Pizza King. And DL 76283991, doing business as Jimerson James Waterfront Shop LLC. Those are renewals. Is there anyone here for those permits that I have read? Okay.
One for the corner pocket.
That has a violation.
Oh, okay.
All right. So we have those, we have 4 renewals with no violations, and then we need to hear from Jimerson James.
Go ahead and make a motion to approve the renewals with no violations. Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. No one's opposed. Anyone here to remonstrate against any of those permits that I have read? All right, motion carried. DL 76283991, Jimerson James Waterfront Shop, and you're here with that?
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead and explain to the board what's going on with this permit or why you're here today.
Could you send us a letter saying we have to be here
Uh-huh.
that says, further investigation by local board reference money figures and grocery store qualifications.
Correct. Okay. So you have a beer and wine grocery store permit.
Right, see,
And your renewals got flagged from the processor because of the alcohol sales compared to the other sales. So with a grocery store permit, you cannot sell more than 25% of your gross that excludes automotive.
what all can that include? Because we don't include gas when we turn in those numbers. We don't turn in
Correct.
clothing. Help me here. I'm not sure what you want. So no more than 25% can exceed.
Your alcohol sales cannot be more than 25% of whatever your store gross is, minus your automotive. So you can count everything basically except for gas and oil.
Oh, see, we've never done that. We just did non-taxable grocery items.
Mhm.
And that's all we ever turned into, you folks.
From the very beginning.
I mean, we have been in here for 10 years.
Yeah. Well, you must have had a good year in beer, I guess. I don't know.
Okay. So we just need to include all that stuff besides gas and oil or automotive product.
Gas and oil. Mhm.
Okay, what about marine product? Just gas and oil?
Just gas and oil. Marine gas is gas, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, any of your merch, any of your bait stuff, everything counts.
Okay.
Think of, I know you guys are different, but think of your place like Love's Truck Stop. They've got t-shirts, they've got snacks, they've got everything, plus they have their gas and oil. Your permit is the same as theirs.
Okay,
So you can cover everything but that.
okay, all right.
So the way that the renewals were turned in with the figures, right now they don't qualify for this permit because they sold over 25% of their gross in alcohol. However, hearing from the permittees, it's clear that maybe that was a little mix up. So,
You do quite a bit of sales on other items.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay,
I mean, rentals would come into play on that too. We need to kick the rentals out.
yeah, I don't know about that. I'd have to ask. I don't.
but you sell bait, you sell.
Yeah, I mean, none of that stuff was in there. And it hasn't been from the day that we started,
Yeah,
so,
that would be over.
yeah.
I would think.
How often do they review that? Once a year?
Mhm.
So. I'd be comfortable, renewing it and then find out what your figures are. First of the year, is that when they typically renew or just?
Well, everybody renews different, so it would be a year from about
Yeah,
now.
September
Yes,
5th is when ours.
yeah, we turn in all the information by September.
Because we're seasonal, we close.
Okay,
Okay,
so I mean, it would be a whole another year before
yeah,
they would have to come back, but
yeah, if you're confident that you've got the sales and,
Oh, yeah,
stuff to beat that, then I don't see a
We
problem.
just didn't know we could include
Yeah,
First time it's been flagged.
yeah,
yes.
and I looked up alcohol sales, I mean, they went down from 23. They went down in 24 and they're down right now, year to date
Mhm.
is what I did. But again, nothing that we've ever sent you included merchandise,
Mhm.
for gross sales.
I'd make a motion to go ahead and, renew that permit.
I second.
And,
All right, we have a motion and a second to renew. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Anyone here to remonstrate against this renewal? All right, any questions?
I do, but can I ask them later? when-
Yeah, sure. Yeah. So just so we're 100% clear.
Yeah.
Right now, you don't have to do anything else.
Okay.
Even though you don't qualify, the board renewed it
Okay,
or recommended to renew it. So for a year, keep that in mind for when you do, whoever does your renewals, if you guys do them or if.
I did the renewal, and my question is,
Mhm.
September 5th is coming quick and we don't have the new permit.
Okay. So you're not going to get, ooh, that'd be close. Let me look. September 5th. All right, so the commissioners from the ATC still have to make the final approval of this. And they won't meet until September the 3rd, probably. They only meet the first and the third Tuesday of the month. But with Monday being a holiday, I think they
Right.
kick it one day. So they'll hear it September the 3rd. If they approve it, it'll all be in the system as approved, at least by the next day. So as long as you're marked active and not expired in the computer system, you don't have to wait for the paper permit to,
That's what
yeah, but you, I mean, you are super close, but you just take your permit number and get on our website and it just says you want an alcohol license check. Put in your permit number and you'll be able to see that next day.
pass that on to the.
is there any advantage of me providing gross information to the accountant and have her amend that and turn that in real quick?
No, because the commissioners won't meet until
Okay,
that day
okay.
anyway.
All right.
So, but
you may have for your record for next year, just.
Yeah.
Comparison,
Okay,
so you know what you're looking at.
yep, okay.
all right, the next permits on the list, we have RR 76. 42644 and RR 42669. Fusion Training, Marketing, and Communications LLC doing business as Fusion with a pending location in Fremont. And you're here for that.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, if you could please raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Thank you. If you could please state and spell your name.
Terry Bauer, TerryBauer.
And what are you with this company?
I'm power of attorney. I'm representing Bedwell Consulting out of Evansville, Indiana, which is the permit processor for this, who the Brown family has hired to make a formal application for this permit.
Okay, so this is a beer, wine, and liquor permit with no carryout availability. All right, sir, if you could please explain to the board about this new permit.
The permittee currently has a permit, my understanding here in Steuben County, the Snack Shack out in Lake.
Mhm.
So they're familiar with the county, they love the area, and they're wanting to expand their business endeavors here. So they're looking to open a place here in Angola. And this 210-1 type permit, they have to apply for the underlying permit, which is a 103 type permit. And then that qualifies them to then reapply or additionally apply for the 210-1, which Officer Tackett said is a freeway license without carryout provision. They would like to, with the board's approval, get the permit approved. They're trying to find location for it now.
Location at Fremont, not Anvil.
Fremont, I'm sorry, yes, Fremont, not correct. So they're actively trying to do that. It's not asking for a permit for speculation or anything like that. They're just trying to get a permit and go for the location.
So this isn't the permit from the Lake Shack?
No, sir, that's a viable ongoing operation. No, they couldn't do it, number one, if they wanted to, and number two, they're not planning.
Looking for a second location.
Correct.
Operate is similar to the Lake Shack or?
Yeah, it would be a restaurant type operation. I mean, it's the 210 type permit. It's the type permit, that is primarily restaurant serves alcoholic beverages, because the one technicality is no such thing as a bar in Indiana. They're all restaurants that serve alcoholic beverages. And they'll have, so it's gonna be a restaurant operation.
So you don't have a location now, so we have a time frame for?
They're actively looking right now. They're very aggressive on their business endeavors. So again, some permits, which are under a quota system, a person might apply for it to just be speculating. They're not on this because this is not a quota type situation. So they're trying to just get, the permit. And I'm confident as Scott Bedwell, who is helping them navigate through the system, they will find a location there. It's just when they find what's be suitable for their operation, the business model.
And with this also, their base where they can look is anywhere inside the city limits of Fremont.
So that's.
So this is the city permit. Mhm. And then when or if and when they find an address or property or whatever, then they will have to come back to the local board again, and we would have to hear the actual address of the place.
So right here, you're putting it into an escrow then.
Yes.
Right.
You hold it in escrow for how long?
Up to 5 years.
Up to 5 years.
Mhm.
But this is a new license which they could possibly sell before they even open.
That would be a chairperson question. They
Okay.
didn't used to let them do that, but some things change, some things don't. So I can't confidently say yes or no, but that does not happen very often.
So we're renewing or we're giving a new license, but we don't have any idea what.
Yeah, so today, with it being a pending location, we're merely approving or denying the permittee herself or themselves, not anything.
About the.
Yeah.
Whatever, but,
And if I may.
Yes.
To settle or to, if you're more confident in your thought on this, any transfer would have to come before the board too, if they did it, which they're not gonna do, but if they did. So you have the control over that. So they can't do this any type of backdoor deal and all of a sudden, someone else pop up. everything has to come through this tribunal.
Mhm.
Right, yeah, I just didn't know when they have the sale or when they sell these permits. If, you know, like I say, if they're buying it just to speculate.
Yeah,
Or not.
And I'm confident they're not, but again, it has to come across your desk here.
Right.
and I actually have a question, but I didn't look it up. I could later, and I'm just curious now. Did they buy this on auction? Or have they changed?
I don't believe, because there's 103 available. It's my understanding 103 is available, and that's in pre-qualification.
Yeah. Because used to, they only allowed pending locations for
Yeah, the new,
auction permits.
Yeah,
So they
that's why I
might
wondered.
change that, yeah.
It's my understanding they're allowing the 2 years on this. On
Okay,
extenuating circumstances, I believe Officer Tackett's correct, 5 years, but it's my understanding 2 years on this. And, again, I have every reason to believe you could probably count this in a matter of months they want to get going.
uh-huh,
And, it's not, sure, a lot of depends on like traffic up here in Steuben
Mhm.
County, but again, this is gonna be an in-town permit, so no boats will be pulling up to it.
I don't have any other questions.
oh, yeah, I guess, yeah, if it's an open permit and they already have purchased it, I guess, you've already purchased the permit and.
Well, it's through the state of Indiana. It's not when they're buying from another private individual LLC. This is what's coming from the state of Indiana. It's gonna be brand new and coming into existence.
So there's one about like 2 permits for the state.
Yes, yeah, they would have not gotten this far in the process if there wasn't.
Is there any stipulation you can put on as far as the long time it can be in an escrow?
We cannot, no, because that's in
Yeah.
statute, yeah.
I'm moving forward.
I guess, if everything, to the state, I'd, make a motion to approve the new permit.
Thank you.
All right, there is a motion to approve. Is there a second? All right, we have a motion and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. No one's here to oppose. Anybody here to remonstrate against the new permit? All right,
Thank you.
good luck.
Okay.
They do have I mean, you guys know, they haven't been in front of the board for their renewals for their other permit, so they run a good business out there, go by the rules.
Okay.
They actually just expanded outside and on the one place that they currently have, so.
Okay. All right,
All right,
good luck.
Thank you.
the next permit we have on the list, RR 76014443. Doing business as Corner Pocket in Fremont. And are you here with that?
And
All right, if you could please raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Thank you. State and spell your name for the record.
Andrea Betts, ANDREABETTS,
And what are you with the company?
the owner.
All right, go ahead and explain to the board about this renewal that has violations.
You want me to talk about the over served 4 of them, I guess, all came together. 3 came together and 1 prior.
So there's 2 violations, but 4 charges total
Gotcha.
within those 2.
Okay.
Okay,
The one, and I don't even remember what all the charges were as far as over serving. What were the other 2 on there?
your first violation was for public nuisance before that incident you're talking about.
Okay, well, the incident that I'm gonna speak on was a gentleman that came into the bar. He was a first-time customer. The bartender did not know him. He came in and wanted to order a 6-pack to go. And then in the meantime, he decided he was gonna have a beverage as well. She told me that evening she served him 1 in a shot. I'm not clear exactly if that truly was the case, but there was possibly 2 in a shot. I don't know, but he then started to cause some issues with some of the women that were in there, and he was asked to leave. He would not leave, so the bartender then escorted him out the door. She was pregnant at the time, so a gentleman that is my maintenance guy and my cleaner was off duty. He was in there. He walked then outside to make sure that she was safe with this gentleman that would not leave. In the meantime, they ended up getting into a scuffle. He punched him. He fell on the broken glass from the 6-pack that he was given to go. He then called in 911 and stated he was stabbed, which found out during the investigation that was not correct. He had fallen on the broken glass from the 6-pack that he had bought to go. So then I was charged with the over serving because the bartender apparently went ahead and agreed to an over serving violation. So I believe I was served with that, battery, and you said nuisance with those 3 in that particular incident.
Yeah, sale to an intoxicated patron, not maintaining a high and fine reputation in the community, and public nuisance.
So that's what, that incident is what led to those particular violations. And that gentleman that worked for me that was behind all of this or involved in it, he said he was not on the clock at the moment, but I realize I still am responsible for him. My sons after that incident have let him go and fired him. So he's no longer an employee there.
And the other violation?
Was an employee that had some marijuana on her when excise did come in to do a spot check and did find that on her.
All right, well, it wasn't on her, it was in a bag and it was behind the bar, and there was more than one.
You're right, she brought it in and she's the one that, yes.
Yeah, sure.
She has since been reprimanded, and it's something that I don't tolerate in there. We've had many conversations about marijuana in that bar. We are 3.5 miles from the nearest dispensary in Michigan. And I think some people's opinion get a little bit, not opinion, but ideas get a little clouded with us being so close to the border. And I've had to remind them that this is, we're not grandfathered into Michigan. It is against the law in the state of Indiana to possess it. So it's something that I speak on all the time with employees and customers to make sure everybody's clear on it. But apparently that day she wasn't very clear.
What time of day was this taking place?
She is a day shift employee, and I think it was in the afternoon at some point. I don't really know. It's been over a year. I'm not sure the time of day that this took place, but it was sometime in the afternoon. She had apparently gone up there prior to work. We open at 10, and she had picked it up prior to work and brought it back, and for whatever reason, brought it in the establishment. And it was inside the establishment when they came in.
Hmm.
And I've had this license for 26.5 years. And I have never had but one other, I believe, violation in 26.5 years. And then I have boom, it happened within a matter of months that this took place.
With the patron, the fight, what time of night was that today?
That would have probably been, I'm gonna guess somewhere about 11:30 or 12, somewhere in that time that, and like I said, it wasn't anybody any of us knew. Didn't know if she didn't feel that he appeared to be impaired when he came in, but all of a sudden having his beer, he did, like I said, start to say some pretty ugly things to some of the other female patrons, and she was right on and say, sorry, you've got to go. She sold him the 6-pack to go, but kept it behind the bar. And then he had decided to have that beer. So when he asked him to leave, she then handed him the 6-pack that he had purchased already. She said, I didn't know what to do. I go, well, the thing to do would have been to give him his money back and say, no, you're not going to give him the 6-pack. But she did give him the 6-pack to go. And I think that's why she was then charged. And same with me, as an over-serving situation, because she did then follow through with the purchase he had made and gave him the 6-pack.
Yeah,
And then he, like I said, she escorted him out the building, and other women came outside that were involved in the inside scuffle to kind of see what was going on out there, which is never a good thing. And apparently he started to get ugly with them again outside, and the employee that I had at the time didn't like what was going on, and he hit him.
Just so the board knows, we're gonna define what she calls a scuffle.
I'm not trying to belittle it.
He was transported to the local hospital and later flown to Parkview Regional Trauma Center due to his injuries. Officers later learned that the victim received a broken nose, broken jaw, broken toe, 2 puncture wounds to his back, multiple wounds on his left arm.
Those wounds were created by the broken glass from the beer bottles, but I wasn't even aware of it being the broken nose or jaw. I was not aware of that. I wasn't. But I do know that the puncture wounds were from the glass. The police department told me that as well when I phoned them. And I had called and spoke with the prosecutor at the time the violations came in. He requested if I sent him a copy of the police report, that he would then forego some of the fine, which I did because it was not a stabbing. So he went ahead and lifted $500 of the original fine off of that, since it wasn't a stabbing. It's that he had fallen on the glass that he dropped when he was hit.
So originally, the ATC prosecutor gave a $2,000 fine for the sale to intoxicated patron, not maintaining a high and fine reputation, and public nuisance, in which the high and fine was dismissed. Therefore, it went down from 2,000 to 1,500. The fine. So what all did the ATC, besides a monetary fine, was there any other type of thing that you went through with these violations?
Sure, I was put on probation for a year, and I just received a call today from one of the ATC agents that came and met with me at the business with the prosecutor. Came down and visited me a couple weeks ago. We had a meeting. He then told me that today, when he phoned, that the probation had been lifted. There's not been any violation in the year's time or any issues whatsoever, which they stated to me that they would be calling the state, local, and county officers to see if there was any concerns that they had over it. Apparently that was a no, and I've not had any issues or any violations. Like I said, I haven't in the 26 years prior to that either. It was a pretty bad apple of a person that I had working there. He was going through a divorce. He was drinking a lot, having a lot of aggression, and that evening it spilled out on for, all of us to see, and now I'm paying the consequences for it. But they did call me today and tell me that my probation, I'm being lifted as of today. And they mailed the information to me stating that.
So that is what the ATC calls their PACE program. For problem permit, they not only get put on this like sort of probation, that's the easiest way to explain it. Then they're scrutinized a little bit more, permit visits more. And you've had no incidents.
No, and they visited quite often.
This has been a year ago.
It would have been, I think June was the first incident when the employee brought in the marijuana. And then I think it was July or August with the battery that happened then. And that's what made it look so bad. It's a bang, bang, and that's why they ended up giving me the public nuisance, because here are 2 within a couple months that, unfortunately took place. And as I stated, the male employee that caused this, that hurt this gentleman, he was let go and no longer is employed by me.
So 2015. No copies of employee permits or alcohol or server training. No smoking signs. Minimal administrative issues for that one.
That wasn't a violation though.
Well, it says money was paid for it, so it was a violation.
Because I'm not,
But that was, like I said, I don't want to say simple, but kind of simple. She didn't have a sign posted where she should have, didn't have copies of stuff. Let's see. In 2018. Allowing a minor to loiter and furnishing alcohol to a minor. So that probably was a SAC
Yes, and that
Failure.
bartender was
Mhm.
fired after that as well.
But still, that was almost 10 years ago. 2018. Okay, so with these two that we're dealing with today, you had two different fines because it was two different episodes.
Correct.
And have those fines been paid to date?
They were paid immediately
Okay.
when I received them, and it spoke with him on the phone, and I paid the fines. After we went through him, the prosecutor asking me to send in the copy of the police report.
Mhm.
Asked me to go ahead and send that in, then we were waiting to find out what the total fines were, and then I paid those.
Is there anybody here to remonstrate against this renewal? I don't have any other questions.
Yeah, I guess, just obviously, you know, the training and do you go through a lot of employees or just,
And, I've had several for many long periods of time, and then as of late, there's been a few different ones here, and then they have to leave. Some have gone back to college, some have found other jobs, had babies. So as of late, I've had a few different ones, yes. But I try to have pretty regular meetings, and during the training program, obviously, we go over all of these things of what's expected and all the rules and regulations and so on.
Second charge, what happened with that? It was the marijuana. Possession of
It
marijuana,
was just it was a one charge of public nuisance.
public nuisance.
Yeah, and it wasn't the one specific person, just because they were there behind the bar, didn't get charged because it was just in the bar. Yeah.
Okay,
so you got,
Yeah.
you got nailed.
Sure did.
I guess if, you know, barring any further violations of probations, they're satisfied that things are looking good and, guess I wouldn't have the longevity, I wouldn't have a problem or vote to renew the permit.
All right, we have a motion to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. All in favor of the renewal signify by saying aye. Aye. No one's here to oppose. All right, any questions?
No.
Okay. And that is all we have on the agenda for today.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Meeting adjourned.